Friday.
What's up, folks?
Billy boy, how's it going, man?
It's going good, buddy. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Like I said, Friday, almost afternoon, late morning. We are live and in living color on the YouTube channel for Sports City podcast right here on the Sports City Network 482. And as always, sponsored by our good friends at the Dugout in Millwood. We really appreciate them supporting um, our shows as always. Um, well, since there's no football, and it's sad, yes, but it's okay. It just means that we had fun this season covering the
Yep.
games, and but since there's no football this week, we do have some football news to get to. But later on in the day, we're gonna play a little game-ish conversation type of thing. Um,
Yes. And also some false rumors that we had to address.
Yeah, because it's funny. Why not? Yeah, it's not funny, but it gave you a chuckle a little bit.
You know what? This is always like the weird week. You know what I mean? It's that weekend between conference championship and Super Bowl weekend
Yeah.
because it's like right now we really got nothing to preview. Like,
Yeah,
don't worry,
exactly.
next week it's gonna
Yeah.
be wall-to-wall coverage of Super Bowl 60. We'll have it for you folks. Don't worry.
Yeah. Now there is the Senior Bowl, if anyone cares about that.
Does anyone really care? I
I
don't even know
know.
what that was until you just told me.
It's in Alabama. They're going through all these NFL prospects and everything. That's been a thing this whole week. So
Oh,
I
well, yeah,
get it.
that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alabama. Yay. No offense to the great state. If we have listeners in the great state of Alabama, we love you.
Yeah.
Do we love them, Reg?
We love everybody that watches, listens our show wherever you get your podcast. By the way, you can listen to our audio version. Um, yeah, no, yeah, whatever. But in any case, we'll get to all that in just a second. Um, but we gotta start off with some news that came down this week.
Oh,
Um,
let's start. We got to start with this. This was insane.
yeah. Um, Earlier this week, we got some word of who's going to be Hall of Famers. Um, for this year, and it turns out that legendary head coach, current coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels, Bill Belichick, will not be going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Um, and obviously, there's been reactions across many places in football, many players, and all these different media sites. And as Bill said, comical, very comical. As much as I hate Bill Belichick for what he did to the Jets, all these years from when he abruptly resigned as head coach to when he continued to kick our ass and enjoyed doing it and winning all those Super Bowl titles. Um, Bill, it's laughable at this idea that Bill Belichick's now Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer for all the
And
wins
we
he
thought the
has.
and we thought the Baseball Hall of Fame committee was bad.
Yeah, like comical. Now people keep arguing, well, what's his record without Tom Brady and everything? That doesn't matter. Bill Belichick was a legendary defensive coach before Tom Brady. Like, do you not watch any Giants documentary from back in the 80s when they talk about the 86 Giants? Like, what are we
And the
talking
1990
about?
Giants.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, seriously.
And like, here's the thing. So first, must we must we go through Mr. Belichick's record?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Must we go through his record? This guy has a NFL hold on, where is it? Where of 266 and 121 as a head coach in for head coach, and that's just for New England, which makes him the most in franchise history. And then total 302, 165, which makes him, because don't forget, he coached in Cleveland too.
Right.
But he is the he is, and he has the most in New England franchise history. And he's got 8 Super Bowl rings, which is the most of any coach, 6 as head coach, which is the most of any head coach, 3-time coach of the year, Max Maxwell NFL coach of the year, 2000s all decade team, 2010 all decade team. He has the most Super Bowl appearances with 12, most Super Bowl appearances as a head coach with 9, and most playoff wins as a head coach with 31, most playoff appearances as a head coach with 19, and most divisional championships as a head coach with 17. Okay, can somebody who is smarter than me, which is most people,
Yeah.
um, can someone who's smarter than us, Reg, explain how that's not Hall of Fame worthy?
And first ballot Hall of Fame. Like, you know what?
How that's not first ballot Hall of Fame
Let's
worthy?
be real about it. Look, everyone's gonna point to the cheating, and there's plenty.
Yeah, listen,
Yeah,
to be fair, Reggie, that's what people are going to be looking at. I'm sure a lot of the people who are voting that are going to look at Spygate. They're going to look at Deflategate.
yeah.
And, just a side note, Deflategate, I remember when we were in Dutchess when that happened,
It
remember?
was funny.
If you listen to Tom Brady's conference about Deflategate and you take it totally out of context, it makes me laugh like a 12-year-old who just heard a dirty joke.
Oh my God.
He goes, the balls, I like to touch them and rub them. I'm like, you listen to that out of context, it's hilarious.
God.
Um, we have any children listening, don't listen. But any anyway, yes, we'll talk about footballs. Um, but anyway, but like, there's the thing, the point. Okay, and may I reiterate, and again, this happened after the Hall of Fame. You have someone in your Hall of Fame who killed someone. So we don't really have a high bar here, folks.
And that's my thing.
We don't really
Like,
have a high bar here,
we have,
folks.
I mean, we actually have a couple that have killed, but like, that's my thing, Bill. It's like, you know, like, and look, obviously, I'm not endorsing cheating. It screwed over the Jets, so I'm never going to
That's
endorse.
why he's really angry, folks. It screwed over the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to endorse any type of cheating here. But if you're going to point to that on top of pointing to his record without Tom Brady and act like that's not Hall of Fame worthy, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, look, he was the head coach of those teams, and he hired the right coaching staff to coach to help build that team to being a champion. Like, and the players believed in his system. He built a system and a culture of winning. That's not easy to do in football.
Because
There's no magic touch, and all of a sudden, any coach could be good here, Bill. Like, it takes time, it takes energy, and it takes having the right guys. And Bill Belichick, for 25 years or whatever it was in the Patriots organization, you know, was the de facto president of football on top of being a head coach, brought in all these guys, won 6 championships. Like, it's hard to do that. And for Bill Belichick to build that, and yes, a lot of the players that were there in his early seasons as Patriots head coach were Parcells guys, because he was there with Parcells as well. And they made it to the Super Bowl with Parcells. Like, understand, Bill, that you don't just build and then it just doesn't just happen. Super Bowl runs don't just happen. They take time, and it takes a culture, and it takes having the right people. And Bill Belichick was able to identify that. He identified Tom Brady.
Who was basically
Sixth round, Bill.
who was a sixth rounder. And listen, regardless how you feel about Belichick, Brady, and the Patriots, regardless how you feel about them, Belichick is, in my lifetime, probably the greatest NFL coach who's ever lived.
Like there's no argument around it. As Bill trails off for a second, like there's no way around it. It doesn't make any sense. And again, I hate Bill Belichick, but I respect how he has coached in the NFL. I respect his winning ways, and the resume speaks for itself, man. Like I don't get it. So, total snub, in my opinion.
You know what? Because here's the thing, if I can say something. Um, he, and listen, I'm with you. The two greatest days of my life were when the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Those were two of the greatest days of my life. But I'm gonna tell you this. Like, regardless how you feel about Belichick and Brady and New England and the dynasty, and again, I say this 1,000 times to our younger listeners. How you feel about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs is how we felt about Tom Brady and the Pats. But, dude, dude. Like, what was the NFL Hall of Fame committee thinking? And yes, they're going to put in the cheating scandals. They're going to put in the. They're going to put in the. They're going to put in the. They're going to put in. They're going to take into consideration. And to be fair, this could be a valid consideration. I know you say you disagree, but a lot of people would actually be thinking, hey, Bill, Tom Brady gave you six of those rings. And listen, I know
But he
this
identified Tom Brady though. Did he not?
true, but when you look at the records, if you look in his 32 years of NFL coaching, or 33, I'm also counting Cleveland as well, when he coached in Cleveland from 91 to 95. From head coaching, so I'm not counting when he was Giants, whatchamacallit, when he was Giants defensive coordinator. So in his 34 years, or 32 years of head coaching, Bill Belichick has only had two winning seasons without Tom Brady. That one when he was in Cleveland in 1994, and in 2021 when in New England when he had Mac Jones. And Mac Jones, what a failure that ended up being. Um, but no, listen, I don't disagree with you. The guy's got 8 Super Bowl rings, but there will be some people who would say there are going to be some people who are going to say, "Hey, Bill, Brady got you those rings."
But here's my thing: if the Patriots don't draft Tom Brady,
Then it doesn't,
like, what are you talking about? Who's the one that drafted him? It was Bill Belichick,
because not only was he
right?
head coach, he was also de facto GM.
Like, come on now. You know, you can't look. Yes, they go hand in hand in that dynasty, him and Brady, right? But he's the one that identified Brady. He's the one that kept Brady. He could have cut Brady too. Like, understand that. You know, wasn't it Bill Belichick that put Tom Brady on that wasted roster spot so he can learn?
Yes. And then
And
Bledsoe
who
gets hurt in week 3 of the
exactly?
2001 season, and in comes Tom Brady.
And didn't Bill Belichick hire the right staff to train Brady to being a big time quarterback? It takes a team, bro. But you gotta assemble the right people. Bill Belichick identified that. So yes, if you want to look overall head coaching record, yes, a lot of those wins came with Tom Brady as starting quarterback. But it doesn't mean that Bill Belichick didn't build the right culture or didn't coach. I mean, those defenses were elite in New England as well.
Oh, they
So
were.
So just keep in mind, like there's a lot of different things besides Tom Brady that made Bill Belichick great.
But you know what? You, me, and the Patch Man, which come out of your damn cave finally, please. Um, you, me, and the Patch Man, Reg. When Brady packed his swim trunks for Tampa, the big debate that the three of us were having was it Belichick that needed Brady, or was it Brady that needed Belichick?
Tom Brady was good no matter what. He was a great quarterback no
Why
matter
did he
what.
leave to go to Tampa? He wanted to prove, hey, I don't need Belichick. I can win a Super Bowl without him. And he did.
Right. But that doesn't mean that Bill Belichick wasn't a great coach. That's just absolutely
I
absurd.
agree. It doesn't. Listen, the
And it's
guy's
a
got
and
eight
it's a Hall of Fame
rings.
resume. It's a Hall of Fame resume.
And I think the Hall of Fame committee, why did they not vote? Why didn't they vote for him on the first ballot? Some people said it was politics or something.
Yeah, yeah, and you saw what the Hall of Fame released. They're looking into like whether or not there was any wrongdoing in terms of the voting process. In terms of that, like they're like heavily strict, and if they don't follow the actual guidelines of voting, that they could be removed as a voter. So, I mean, again, I don't know where that's going to lead to, but look, I digress. I don't.
But
I don't understand why that resume that he has built for, you're talking about 40 plus years in football, at least in the NFL circles, right? Um, like it just doesn't make any sense. It's stupid, it's ridiculous, and um, you know, again, I'm not here to say that I'm in love with Bill Belichick because again, he screwed my team twice, but in multiple occasions. But this idea that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer is crazy. He's obviously going to get in. It's a Hall of Fame resume. He's going to get in eventually, but to not have him in right now it's ridiculous. It's absurd, and they got it wrong. Plain and simple.
oh, they absolutely did. They absolutely did get it wrong. And here's what. And yeah, again, you have people. If they look at Spygate and Deflategate, I'm sorry to bring Tom Brady back up here, Reg, but Tom Brady's eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2 years. Like, is
Mm.
that going to be a factor against him when he comes on the
Mm.
ballot? Reg,
Like if Bill Belichick's not first ballot, and I mean, is Tom Brady first ballot?
that's a good question. Like, if if the Hall of Fame committee, if the Hall of Fame committee, Reggie, if they said, okay, well, we're going to hold Spygate and Deflategate against Belichick, then in 2 years, when Tom Brady is up for election in the Hall of Fame, when he's eligible on the ballot, are they going to hold that against Tom? Are they going to hold that against Tom Brady?
It's a valid question. Let's be honest.
That's an extremely valid question. And listen, I'm not a fan of Belichick. I'm not a fan of Brady, but that is a valid question. Are they going to
And
hold this against Tom Brady when
and
he's
and
up
it,
for
and it
reelection? When he's eligible in 2 years?
and if Tom Brady gets in, the hypocrisy would be outrageous.
Hypocrisy at its finest, folks. Hypocrisy at its finest.
Outrageous.
I'd be pissed too if in 2 years Tom Brady gets in on the first ballot. Well, yeah, okay. Stat wise, yes, he would absolutely deserve it. Again, I can't stand Tom Brady, but he deserves it. But then I'd be going, okay, Spygate, Deflategate, if you held that against Belichick, why aren't you holding that against Tom Brady? So yeah, but again, folks, the NFL Hall of Fame, they it's not like the Baseball Hall of Fame committee, in which you basically have to be a model citizen to get in.
Yep, exactly.
when you
You
basically
know,
have to be
it's
like,
way easy. It is way easier to
you
get
basically
in.
have to make Mother Teresa look like freaking Ted Bundy. You have to make Mother Teresa look like Ted Bundy to get into the Baseball Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
God damn,
But
bro. I'm telling, it's the truth. It is the truth, though. Like, it is way easier to get into the Football Hall of Fame than the Baseball Hall of Fame.
yeah,
It doesn't take much to get into the Football Hall of Fame.
you got
Any
someone who
and
killed someone in there, OJ, people who've done
mm,
other terrible things.
mm-hmm.
Guys, the bar is not that high.
Like, come on now. And again, you know, we talk about how much easier, but then you look at a guy like Bill Belichick who worked his ass off to win 8 Super Bowl rings, and he gets a snub in the first ballot. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah, we'll make it make sense. It makes no sense. Thank you,
Yeah.
good night, and God bless. But yeah, no. So yeah. Oh, and also Eli Manning got snubbed again.
Did he? I mean, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but yeah. Um, that's not shocking. Like, are we shocked by that, Bill? Are you really
A
shocked by
little
that?
bit.
Why?
Two Super Bowl MVPs.
So what?
Okay, moving right along.
Bill, he's not a Hall of Famer. I hate to tell you this. He's gonna
You're just
get
a
in.
bitter Jet
He's
fan.
gonna get in because he's a Manning. He's gonna get in, Bill, because he's a Manning. That's why he's gonna get in. He's not a Hall of Fame. Be real, Bill.
I can't hear you over my two Super Bowl rings.
And that's all you have. That's literally all you have is the Super Bowl rings.
Don't be jealous, Reg.
It's not about jealousy. It's the truth.
Okay, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
It's not about jealousy. It's the truth.
In the words of Billy Joel,
Quarter
you may be right, I may be crazy.
is Joe Flacco going to get into to the Hall of Fame because he won a Super Bowl with the Ravens? Is he a
Well,
Hall of
no,
Fame
the guy
quarterback?
is like basically in a walker right now playing
What
football.
are we talking about here?
Okay, so
I will give you this. It was very impressive that the Giants beat an undefeated Patriots team. I will I will give you that. That was very impressive, even though it killed me because I was like, that Super Bowl was an absolute nightmare. I ended up rooting for the Patriots and I regretted it. you
because you
know,
know what it is, Reg? It's like you and me, we can we can you're the only team you've seen won a championship in your lifetime is the Yankees of your teams.
yeah,
Me, I got the Yankees and the Giants.
mhm. Lucky. Must be nice.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Mhm.
Well, picture if someone's like a Met and Jet fan who's around our age, then they've never seen their team win a championship.
Those poor souls. I hope for the Mets this season something materializes because it ain't happening for the Yankees. But I hope for the Met fan at least something materializes.
Okay, so moving on. We got two new coaching hires this week. I'm sure one, Nate Moser is just jumping up and down about.
Yep. Yeah, Buffalo Bills promoting um Joe Brady from offensive coordinator to head coach. He had his introductory press conference um yesterday in Buffalo. Um this was not shocking. I know we had flirted with the idea of Brian Dable maybe coming back to the organization, but that was always going to be a long shot given his head coaching resume, but not out of the blue because of the fact that he has a relationship with Josh Allen. Ultimately, I think, especially since Josh Allen was in on these head coaching interviews, I think what they have with Joe Brady right now in terms of familiarity with the offense and The fact that he did work very hard over the past couple of years to really make himself a a recognizable name to be considered a head coaching candidate. Like he has done a pretty good job with this Bills offense. Um, Even though I think they did take a little bit of slight hit, mostly because of personnel, not necessarily because of any schemes or anything. Um, it's not shocking. And I'm happy for Joe Brady. I'm happy for Josh Allen. He gets his guy. And I hope it turns out to be a big time winner for Buffalo. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
they also hired the Broncos offensive assistant Pete Carmichael Jr. as their offensive coordinator. So that's where we stand on the Bills. Jesse Minter had his introductory press conference in Baltimore. He was the Chargers defensive coordinator. Um, and
No, I want to ask about Joe Brady real quick. Why is Nate Moser having a stroke right now about this?
Well, I think he doesn't like status quo. I think he wanted a fresh face and a fresh staff. Like, and look, like I said, like it's not Nate's not wrong because again, it's not like Joe Brady was like he. I think he did well enough to run an offense to call plays. I think he did a pretty nice job there. But the Bills didn't win a Super Bowl with that offense. So that's sort of the argument. It's like, okay, you promote Joe Brady, which is fine because Josh Allen has a good relationship with him, but then at the same time, they didn't win. So I understand where Nate's coming from. And preferably, I'm actually with Nate on this. I think they should have gone a different route. I think they should have went with the more fresher face and new staff and everything, especially since um, now that Brandon Beane's the head of the football and he's doing everything football, Pagula's not getting involved at all. Like I think it would have really sent a message being like, hey, we're gonna go in a different direction. Let's get rid of Joe Brady. Let's get rid of the rest of the coaching staff, and let's bring in fresh faces to give fresh ideas. That would have shown me something. But they go with familiarity, and we'll see. Like I don't know how this staff's gonna shape up. The Bills have a lot to do, though. It's not just their coach; they also have to get the right players in the building too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. By the way, I'm happy for Nate. His Buffalo Sabres finally,
So he's got something to stand by.
finally are actually like a competent hockey team. By the way, Breakaway Bandits, sometimes featuring Nate Moser, most times featuring just Mike Rifkin, wherever you get your podcast, and of course on the YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
I think Nate Moser's hiding from us again.
Always. I'm going to see him this weekend because we're going to Wizards game. So,
Oh, cool. Have fun.
yeah.
And damn it, Mike, why didn't you go to his house during Christmas, dress as Santa, and make fun of Buffalo?
Ouch.
I know, my check bounced, okay? The check bounced.
Yeah, I would have paid some money to do that too. Like, you know.
Okay, and
Uh
other news, the Cleveland Browns have hired Todd Monken, that's how you say his name.
Todd Monken, yeah. A lot of Giant fans there are mixed on this because he was in talks with John Harbaugh to be on his staff as the offensive coordinator, which would have been a little more with the familiar face for Harbaugh because he was on his staff in Baltimore. Um, I think the Giants kind of dodged the bullet because to me, like, you should get an offensive coordinator that's going to be there long term instead of a 1 year. You did a good job with Dart, and I'm going to go be a head coach somewhere. Like, no, like, I think this is as much as it kills you because he's actually a good offensive mind. I think the Giants trying to getting a new offensive coordinator that's going to be there for a little while longer is probably the best move for Harbaugh and the rest of the staff.
No, you know who I think should be the Giants offensive coordinator?
Who?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Okay, I like that name.
Look what he did, as head coach in Arizona with Kyler Murray. Look what he's done recently with Jaden Daniels in Washington.
Yeah,
I think with him and Harbaugh, that could really develop Jackson Dart.
yeah, and I agree with you. I think Cliff Kingsbury is a very, very smart guy, very smart coach. I think he'll get his another chance at being an NFL head coach. He deserves to be an NFL head coach. Yeah, no, I agree. I think he has developed Jaden Daniels well. This past season in Washington was more about the injuries and lack of stability than offensive schemes or anything. Like it was a tough year. It was a tough year in Washington, very tough year. But I'm not gonna use this 1 year and um you know put it against Cliff Kingsbury. So I actually agree with you on that.
So I'm gonna set. So yeah, I Giants get it done. Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, I mean, whatever direction they decide to go, but yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Has he interviewed for anyone for a head coach?
I mean, Baltimore and several other places. Yeah.
There's only
Um,
what, two vacancies left.
yeah, we're still waiting on the Raiders to hire their staff.
Yeah, and
Very, very interesting that we're almost in February and the Raiders have not hired their next head coach.
yeah, we got that in Arizona.
Stunning.
Those are
Especially
the
since they're slated to take Mendoza. Don't you think Mendoza should know already what he's walking into? He's gonna eventually know, but it's just like and people get on teams like the Browns and the Jets and the Titans for being incompetent franchises. Well, at least those franchises have their head coaches. Now the Jets don't have a full staff, but at least they have an idea of where the direction the teams are going to go.
because I was thinking
So
for a while, but now this is irrelevant because I think he's now going to be OC in Tennessee. I thought if Dable wasn't going to be going to Buffalo,
yeah,
maybe Vegas.
exactly.
But I think he's going to be under your boy, Robert Saleh.
Mm, good for him.
So,
It's a good hire for Robert Saleh.
yeah, I thought Dable was going to be going to. What did I think he was going to be going to? I thought he was going to be going to Vegas,
Mhm.
but that obviously did not happen.
Yeah.
Because I think, for someone who's going to get Mendoza, I thought he would have been a great pick.
Yep.
I thought he would have been someone who can really help mold Mendoza.
And look, say what you want about Brian Dable, and look, he was a disastrous head coach in New York. He is a good offensive mind. Like he partially developed Jackson Dart. Because let's be honest, who was the play call? It was Brian Dable. Before he got fired, obviously. But like Jackson Dart was learning under Dable and was doing a pretty good job at it. He was also developing Cam Scattaboo, um, obviously neighbors before he got hurt. Like there was some good to that Giants offense. It wasn't great, Bill. Obviously, the record shows that. But you know, there's something about his offensive mind. And look, maybe he's just better at being an offensive coordinator. Like,
You know what? And that, like I've always said, sometimes that's the case. Some people are just better as coordinators than they are as head coaches. Like, perfect example, Josh McDaniels.
mm-hmm.
Like, I think he's a good offensive coordinator, but he sucks as a head coach.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's the thing. Like Dable too, he might just be a better offensive coordinator than a head coach. And you know what? That's okay.
It's true.
Reggie, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the football news. 'Cause like I said, folks, we don't have any games to preview this week. So yeah, but we got some baseball thing to
Mhm.
talk about. Okay, this is actually pretty funny.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't want to say funny, but it's
It gave me a chuckle.
apparently there were reports going around yesterday. There were reports going around yesterday that Yankee former Yankee manager Joe Torre died. And this was it was allegedly confirmed by LongIsland.com, which which I never heard of this website until yesterday. Long Island Doc, and anything that has Long Island in the title, I don't trust.
Ouch.
Yeah, Long Island, I'm looking at you.
So
Now,
that's the Long Islanders, you know?
some may agree with me, some may not. No, like I told you 2 weeks ago, I went to a wedding in Long Island for my very good friend, and I told him I'm doing two things that I don't like doing, but I'm doing it for you. I'm wearing a tie and I'm going to Long Island.
Yeah.
You and your wife are on a very short list of people I'm doing this for. And that list is very short, Reggie. But
Bad. Anyway, longisland.com, Joe Torre. Yeah.
okay, back on Joe Torre. Apparently, LongIsland.com said that Joe Torre died.
Yeah.
And then, according to Remembrance Journal Live, it says right here, viral social media post claiming that New York Yankees icon Joe Torre had died at age 85 sent shockwaves through the baseball community this week. The emotionally charged messages widely shared on Facebook and other platforms described Torre's passing as the end of the Bronx dynasty, triggering an outpouring of tributes from fans who associate his leaderships with one of Major League Baseball's most dominant eras. However,
Hmm.
as a publication, there has been no confirmation from Torre's family, the New York Yankees organization, or Major League Baseball supporting the claim. Reputable sports outlets have not reported his death, underscoring growing concerns about how quickly unverified information can spread online.
Hmm. Yeah. Like, you know, in the age of AI and, you know, fake news, obviously, fake news has been a thing for over the past, 15 years or so. Like, and then of course, like on social media, you have all these parody accounts going around. So like, you know, it's obviously very crucial that you be careful. I mean, I took a glance at stories like this, and I'm just like, it just gave me a chuckle because if I don't hear it from Jeff Passan or John Heyman or Bob Nightingale, Ken Rosenthal, it doesn't exist.
Or if there's or if there's not an official press
Yeah, from the Steinbrenners, the Yankees,
or Torre's
whoever.
family,
Right. Like if I don't hear it from a credible source, it doesn't exist. But it gave me a chuckle that the fact that people are actually believing it. Like
like where did you
like
get
it's
this
not
information?
exactly, and it's not funny, like we said, like it's not like funny, but like, come on now. You can't help but laugh at the idiots. I'm not calling you an idiot because you're not an idiot, you know, but it's funny. We can't, the fact that we have to watch these idiots believe literally everything they see on the internet. And look, obviously, some of these posts that people are posting are obviously trolls and, they're trying to get a reaction. Like, Just unbelievable what world we live in, where literally anything can sound real and people will buy
Like, what did they just listen to some drunk schmuck off the street who said Joe Torre died?
it.
And then
I
just,
mean,
well, he
that
seems like a
prob
reputable source.
probably the case though, if you really think about it.
You know what, Reggie? We're in the era. Nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing is
Huh.
true.
Huh.
Nothing's real. Do we
Mhm.
even exist?
I mean, hey,
Reggie,
look, we have a government that lies to us on a daily basis. So it's like,
exactly. Reggie, do we even
mhm.
exist? I don't think we
I,
even exist.
I don't know, Bill. Are you AI? Is that giant poster real? Is that New York Rangers poster real? Are your headphones real? Like, who knows?
Are
I
your
might not be
headphones
real.
real?
Exactly. Am I really sitting on this chair?
Have you ever seen the commercial for this for the commercial of an Irish whiskey called Tullamore Dew? Like
I've heard the radio ads.
there's a when they sing this song, the first ad of it, when your cat's a meme and your dog is too, and you don't know what is fake or true. You know what? We're officially in that era.
Hmm.
We're officially in that era, people. We don't know what's fake or true anymore.
Yeah,
We do not know which we don't know what's real anymore, Reggie boy. Like, do any of us exist?
I don't know.
Like, what is the meaning of our existence? Reggie, what is the meaning of our existence?
Exactly.
I don't know
Uh,
what's real anymore.
exactly.
Nothing is real.
Yeah.
But
Well, the
no, yeah,
good
but no.
the good news that comes out of this bill is that Joe Torre is very much alive.
Yes, Joe, we're happy you're still alive.
He's still very
But,
much a part of baseball, still very much around the Yankees.
so he must be in good health then. So,
Yeah, slower. He is a little slower
but we're
nowadays.
glad you're still alive, Joe. We're glad you're
Yes,
okay.
yes.
But anyway, where did you get this information? And plus, do not trust again from a source called LongIsland.com. You might as
Yeah,
well go off a website called We Didn't Make This. You know what? The website might as well just been called We Made This Shit Up.com.
yeah.
You know what? Have that as a website. Because you know what? At least you're being honest that you made it up. If you want to know more information, go to www.wemadethissshitup.com.
Exactly.
Because guess what, Reg? We made this shit up. We made it up. But Reg, so
uh,
yeah, Joe Torre is still very much alive, thank God. And
yeah.
you know what? If I'm important enough one day, I hope someone falsely reports my death.
Wouldn't it be such an honor to have like
It kind of would be.
all these tributes? And of course, we don't want you to die, but it's like, to have all these tributes of Bill Murphy and
And then I'd come out and say, "Hi,
hi.
I'm still here. Thank you for all the kind words, but I'm still alive."
Yeah,
You know, one of these days, Reg, I hope I'm important enough that someone fake
yeah,
falsely reports my death.
yeah.
So,
Can you imagine if you're not home and that happens? The reaction from everyone that you know.
hi everyone, I'm still alive. But you can't.
God.
But anyway, yeah. So Joe Torre is alive. We don't know what's real anymore. We don't know what's fake anymore.
Yeah,
But do we even again, Reggie? Do we even exist?
exactly. Does Earth exist? You know?
Does this computer exist?
Hmm.
Or
It's
we live in
something.
just a
It's funny because we're having this conversation. Sociologists have this conversation every day. Just so you
philosophers
know.
have this conversation every day. See, who says you need a PhD in philosophy to ask the big questions?
Exactly.
You know what we live to do? We're living just to find emotion. Yeah,
God.
but anyway, so yeah, Tori's still much alive. We don't know what's real and fake anymore. So moving on. Okay, so we were gonna do a top five for you today.
But then realize we had no idea for a top five.
No,
Real
no, we
quick.
literally didn't because we usually during this time, the top five we usually save for like from February to September because there's no football, therefore no pick'em on Friday.
Right.
So, and then from starting football season, we kind of put the top five aside so we can do pick'em.
Hmm.
So when we were thinking today, we like literally thought when we went on, we are like thinking, hey, Reggie was like, hey, maybe we could should do a top five today. And and then I thought, and then thought, hey, you know what? Why don't we do this instead? Something
Hmm.
simple. And we did this a while ago. And we did this a while ago.
Right.
Like in the very first days of this podcast.
Yep.
So if we have any rides or dies out there,
Hmm.
you probably remember us doing this. So anyway, we're since baseball season is just around the corner, and that's hard to believe because we just had a foot and a half of snow on the ground. And tonight
But
it's
by the
and
way,
tonight,
my meteorologist over at my television station claimed the term snowcrete because the snow is literally like concrete around here. It's completely frozen on the ground, you
and
know?
tonight it's supposed to be like get down to like -10.
Right.
I was debating to ask a certain friend if he wants to go see a movie tonight, but I don't know if I want to leave the freaking house.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? No, no. This is stay inside my house until spring season.
Exactly. It's okay to wait till the flowers start popping out, like,
It's too damn cold. The rent
way
is
too
too damn high.
way too damn cold. But because there is spring training that's happening in a couple of weeks, um, me and Bill are gonna talk about our walk-up song when we're coming up to bat, as well as our entrance song from the bullpen, because we can.
Yes, because we can. I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
So
Okay, so
Bill, actually have this conversation because
yeah, let's have this conversation.
we both love music. We're complete opposites when it comes to genres. Obviously, we have some shared stuff like
Okay,
today's
well,
top
first,
40. You
how are we
know,
complete opposite? Because I feel like our music tastes are kind of similar, but
I mean, you're into like the old like rock, alt rock of today. I'm also into more of the old stuff, but I'm way more into like the newer hip, all that stuff. You
newer
know,
stuff, I do like Ed Sheeran.
yeah, I love
I
Ed
want to
Sheeran.
go. I want to go see him in concert. He's playing in September at MetLife, but I
No,
guarantee you those tickets are going to be. Yeah,
too expensive.
well, last I checked, they were only like 90 something bucks. So,
I
um,
mean, I went
I
to
have to think about it.
I went to Nets and Knicks at $99, so I guess it's not terrible, you
Yeah,
know.
no, I do like some. Like I do like some modern music.
Yeah,
I'm not like sitting there. Yeah, but no. If anyone who's listened over the years knows my taste in music, I have a very eclectic taste.
yeah.
So, okay, Reggie, you go first. What's your walk-up song?
I've wrestled with this question because I dreamed of being a baseball player, and I still do, even though I'm too old nowadays.
You
Um,
never do. In the words of our friend Mike Mickens, not with that attitude.
yeah, but I this song always pops up into my mind because I grew up a massive Disney nerd and everything that comes with it. But and of course, now that it's the 20th anniversary of this very film,
Oh
high
no, you're picking something from High School Musical,
High
aren't
School
you?
Musical Breaking Free would be
No,
my walk-up
seriously?
song. Yes, believe it or not, you know, just that beginning. Soaring, flying, there's not a star in heaven. If we're trying, we're breaking free, like all that stuff. Like, don't tell me that wouldn't energize the crowd. First of all, I want a walk-up song that energizes the crowd and everything. I think that would get the crowd going a little bit, just like My Girl does for Francisco Lindor. You know,
kind of
or
speechless right now.
Charlie Black, when he does the outfield. But whatever.
So yeah, no, I think that's a. So I think that no, that's actually a very interesting pick.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick. But I've wrestled with so many different songs. I always come back to Breaking Free. I don't know why. I love the song, don't get me wrong.
Reggie,
But
since you're a Disney guy, I need to ask you a serious question.
okay.
And I think our dear friends and listeners need to know the answer. Reggie, are you a Disney adult?
Not as crazy as a lot of people.
Now,
I was
listen, I like Disney. I like
I was
Disney.
more of a Disney kid. I was never a big Disney adult, even though I have Disney Plus, and from time to time I'll revisit some old films. Like last night I revisited The Incredibles.
No, listen, I have no problems with if you're still an adult and you like Disney like that. I have no like. I like Disney.
Yeah,
I like
there's nothing wrong with
Disney.
it.
There's nothing wrong with it, but the ones that drive me crazy are the ones you see on the internet, the one who basically go absolutely insane and spend a ridiculous amount of money on
Yeah,
God knows.
yeah, those that dress up like Buzz Lightyear. It's like now this is I'm not trying to knock any of my cousins because some of them have actually dressed up as like Toy Story. So I'm not trying to diss them. They're very nice people, and it was just Halloween. It is what it is.
Okay,
But
no,
like,
Halloween, no, they get a pass.
yeah,
They're good.
Halloween is one thing, but you're going up to Comic Con, all these Comic Cons, and you're showing up into these costumes is like, nah, that's not for me. Like,
Like no, because I've been to cons before, not Comic Con, but I've been to cons before.
yeah,
And me and my friend Justin, we don't dress up. But I will say some of them I can give credit for the effort and craftsmanship they put in their costumes. So I give them credit for that.
yeah,
But yeah, so Breaking Free, that's your walk-up song.
yep.
Um, okay, this really shows our different taste in music.
Mhm.
Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer.
Okay, that's a good one.
Like, I would want to walk in on the chorus of "Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer." Like, I think that's just such a good, energetic song.
Mhm.
That's just such a good, energetic song. And it just gets the crowd fired up.
I agree.
It just gets the crowd fired up.
Mhm.
And yes, Reg, it's a song that get white people turned.
Ouch. Like
For
really
those of you
turn
who, for those
like
of you who
really
know
turn.
the joke. It was either yeah, I think it was last week when after I went to that wedding I told you about, and I requested a certain song. Reg asked, "Is it a white people song?" And I'm like, "Yes." And it was "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey. That again, when we say that, we don't mean people of other races can't enjoy that music. We're just saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So "Living on a Prayer," that's my walk-up song.
All right. And then we also got to talk about if we were to come out of the bullpen, we were relievers coming out of the bullpen, a la Mariano Rivera, Trevor
Enter Sandman.
Hoffman, um, all those people. What's your music for that? This one's tricky. I want you to go first, Bill.
Okay, and I was debating about this, and apparently I'm stuck in the 80s, and I wasn't even alive in the 80s. Um, but I think my song, and the Giants used this before kickoff, Hell's Bells by AC/DC.
Okay.
You know what? Because it's like that, and I think Robert Chamberlain may have used that. Um, it's sort of that slow, eerie build up that doom 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 doom. It's sort of that, it's sort of that slow, eerie build up. And I think that is something great to play when you're walking to the mound. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Reggie boy, don't you?
Oh no. Yes. I do. I mean,
And, and it's absolutely just phenomenal. And when I'm walking up to that, it's just it's and just the and then like the build up after that is just absolutely
mhm.
fantastic. And I think it's the build up and then the crowd just goes crazy. All right, Reggie, what's your walk-in song?
This is another one where I had to really think about it. I kind of copped out a little bit. Um, my own worst enemy.
Okay.
But
I am my own worst enemy.
you
That's a
know,
good one. No,
it's a
no, good
good
choice.
one. Um, for the pitcher, I had to go with something that's like a little more rocky and all that stuff. Like, nothing that's like too poppy and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I went with that because everyone knows the words to it. That's the funny part. Um, and no, it's just to me it's a feel good song. Please tell me why. Like it, you know, everyone jamming out to that as I'm about to pitch. That would definitely, again, when I look at these songs, I want to energize the crowd. Like, how can I get it
Absolutely.
into it? You know,
How can I get into it? Yeah. No, I absolutely
look,
agree.
baseball is a boring game to watch, even though I
But you
love
some
baseball.
excitement.
You gotta show something. Exactly. Gotta show something.
Yeah. So you know what? Yeah. This is really showing our different taste in music.
Exactly. If you have your own walk-up song or entrance song, comment
Put it in the
below.
comments. Put it in the
Please.
comments. Let us know.
We would love to see all the different comments out there and all that stuff. But yeah, it's that is very interesting. You would go with Hell's Bells and Living on a Prayer.
Yeah. This really
Okay.
sh I really had to just think of it off the top of my head.
Yep. Insane stuff.
So what is your so yeah, that is it for today.
Billy Boy, one more week is our last football Friday.
I know it's sad.
Sad, but it's okay because then
It's
baseball's
bittersweet.
it's bittersweet because football will be ending, but baseball's around the corner. So we're one step closer. And then of course, we'll also start reviewing our plans for post football. Spoiler, a lot of baseball, a little more basketball, and then of course NFL free agency. The new league year starts soon, so like we ain't gonna forget about football.
We will
We'll
not
still
forget
mention it.
about football.
We'll still mention it. Um,
But it's just like, the next three shows we're gonna have next week, it's gonna be our pre Super Bowl like preview. Of course, we'll be Reg, if it's okay, next week. We could do Monday, we could do our predictions for NFL honors.
sure.
Monday we'll do our prediction for NFL honors. Um then and then Friday is gonna be our SIP like Super Bowl preview.
Exactly.
And then either Saturday or Sunday, we're still trying to sort that out, is going to be our SIN Super Bowl show,
Yeah.
which I'm sure I'll be there. I'm sure Reggie will be there if he can make it.
I should be okay, barring anything
Rifkin will be
crazy.
there. Halpern will be there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
And we really plan to go all out on the Super Bowl. Like,
and then Monday is going to be our recap show.
mhm.
And then after that, welcome to post football.
The post-mortem of football.
Welcome to post football. Like, what's our, then, but, we got in the future, we got pitchers and catchers reporting soon. We got basketball. We got Selection Sunday coming up in March. So, yeah, a lot going on here, folks. So, if you want to know more, go to www.thesportsstandingnetwork.com. Check out our blogs, our history, check out our podcast available on all platforms. And don't forget to check us out here on the YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. I'm Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy.
Danny Boy Reg, I'm signing off. We
Stay
appreciate
safe.
you. Finish your line first, Bill. I cut you off.
Yeah, that's it. Stay safe. Take care.
We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. Please, again, like Bill said, social, subscribe to our channel.
Please like us.
Notifications, like this video, all of our videos. And we got more content on the